Hail, hail, the Celts are here, and what the hell do we care now? Just as we all get comfortable with the idea that Celtic are going to be Celtic and leave it all the way to the 11th hour and the 59th minute before actually buying someone, they go and absolutely throw a monkey wrench into it. At point of recording, we've had breaking news, breaking revelations from some very credible sources, even at Celts are here standards, that Celtic have been granted permission to open talks with Ben Nygren. And this is a transfer that we've referenced on the channel a few times. I did my best to try and dig the footage up for you guys on social media. We certainly found the last time he was mentioned. And this is a move that I've always just thought we were going to be super priced out of. He does have a unique situation with his contract, which maybe has opened the door to this transfer being not necessarily cut price, but being Celtic price. And that's the main thing as fans, that we're always kind of like, oh, come on Celtic, please just get the guys that you want. There's enough money there, just spend it, get the players in that we need and make things happen. Whereas this might be the exact player that we need, and throughout some twist of fate, twist of fortune, situation and circumstance, we can get him at a Celtic price. In the video today, we'll preview where Ben Nygren does fit into the depth chart, the Celtic first team 11 picture. I'm sticking with Ben Nygren. You can call him Benji Boy, you can call him Green and White, Nygren and White. There's a lot of great nicknames floating around out there, but I'm going to stick with Ben Nygren. Rolls off the tongue for me, certainly. At any point in the video, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Get into the comment section, let me know where's your hype at out of 10 for a signing like Ben Nygren. This revelation also came off the back of Sky Sports confirming that Celtic are still hotly in discussions and in pursuit of Michel Ange Balikwisha. In the video, we'll maybe talk about the potential of both of them signing, what that would happen, what that would have for us as well. So let me know expectations, excitement out of 10. Where are we feeling right now in the comment section? But yeah, let's just get stuck straight into this one, because I feel like I've been looking at this page without any changes to it for far too long, and we'll just move the ball we'll put the ball on the goal. Let's imagine Edis did that. And it's been so long since we've had a viable actual transfer link. We've actually had to go scouting ourselves to keep ourselves entertained here on the channel for the most part, that not only can we imagine happening, but we would want it to happen. It really does fit the mould. It's not a Palma, it's not a Yang, it's not a Kwon. Bernardo, fine, whatever, but it's a guy that really does add what we're missing, is the right level of player that, you know, like I said in the clip that I found to put on social media the last time we spoke to him, last I seen, Ben Nygren was hotly linked to Brighton and Brentford for 12-15 million euros or whatever. So this is just one that is just really a no-brainer, as I keep saying about it, and it really does fall into our lap. And one of the main reasons it's an absolute no-brainer for us is Ben Nygren has that secret sauce, that magic elixir of versatility. This is a guy that has got a fantastic in-game IQ. You know, you only need to go and watch. Like I've had the fortune to see this guy play already, mainly from his time in Holland, and really since he's been back in Denmark, he has just been a highlight reel factory. So there's plenty of footage to see about this guy, that he's not really an unknown element or an unknown quantity. But it was very clear from even Holland is a little bit, I don't know if I'd say it's slower than Denmark, but in Holland, like possession, it's a wee bit more like the Dutch want it to be. It's a bit more total football, it's a bit more on the ball. Whereas Denmark's a bit closer to Belgium and Portugal in the style of football, where there's a little bit more of that European kind of element to it, where there will be balls down the line, there will be free kicks and stuff like that, there will be some tackles, you know, there will be some bookings that go around and all the rest of it. So I think maybe Danish football just maybe suited him a bit better than Dutch football. He was 19 when he was in Dutch football. He's now 22, 23, something like that. But Ben Nygren, my first thoughts when I seen that this was a real link and this was really materialising was he's either taking Hitate's spot or he's going to be filling that O'Reilly-sized hole in the team, because this is not a guy, although he is a winger, he can play on the wide areas, he can also play centre forward as well, by the way. This is a guy that in the Celtic team I see being utilised much better in that artillery position. Now Engels did give us a bit of artillery, didn't he, from some deeper positions. We know McGregor's got that in him as well as ball carrying. Hitate doesn't really have big range of passing that's reliable, but again, Hitate's got different playmaker qualities that we see the value of and we really enjoy. But Nygren is able to play in tight spaces like we want to. If you think about like the peak right hand side of Celtic this year, at the beginning of the year, we've seen Johnson, Engels and Kuhn build up a nice little triangle on one side of the pitch, and then it kind of faded away. Other teams kind of sussed Engels out. Maybe Engels went off the boil. We did the report card on Engels. If you want to talk about Engels or hear about Engels more, check out that video. It's very easy to find on the channel. But I think Nygren in that kind of situation really does make that right-hand side, whether it be Kuhn, whether it be Jota when he's back fit and available, even more formidable. So my gut instinct tells me that Nygren is going to be a central kind of force for Celtic here. Throughout his time at Nordsjælland this season as well, throughout the kind of various formations they play, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, Nygren has often found himself in the engine room, in the playmaker role, but has that freedom of the pitch to kind of roam around and spray balls from wherever he finds himself. Would I say he's two-footed? Probably not, right? But he's not shy of using his right foot, mainly a left-footed player as well. And on the right-hand side cutting in, or even on the left and drilling in crosses, he's very comfortable in the wide areas. But the pace that we generally have across Dyson, Jota, Kuhn, even add in Forrest for 10-15 minutes and Yang, is a different level above where Nygren is speed-wise. And that's just why I don't know, I've just got this feeling he's going to be much more of a central impact player for us. But that versatility is going to be massive value for money for us, because this is a player that we will probably want to play as often as we can. He has had his fair share of injury problems in the past. We'll be chatting about that in a bit. But with Adam Ida maybe not being the first choice striker, maybe it's actually Dyson. Jota's obviously injured at the moment, could come back at a later stage or whatever, but Nygren been able to offer us lots of different options. Put Adam Ida over here for a second, where the front three could take up different combinations to get a different set of pressures on the opposition. Is again very, very valuable to us. We don't have that top level versatility across the front line. It is only really Dyson that's that versatile, and I know you're going to be sitting there shouting at the screen that Jota and Forrest can play both sides, but they clearly both have a best side, whereas Nygren just kind of needs to be on the ball and get some space. Now I got a very interesting comment from someone saying, tell me this guy's not another Luis Palma, right? And I get that comparison, because Nygren is a dead ball guy as well. He'll be taking free kicks, he'll be taking corners, he'll be so effective for us and add another dimension even in that dead ball situation in what we have right now, which is one of those things that Palma seemed to offer and really fooled everyone into thinking he had, throughout his Celtic career, that he did have this wow factor, this X factor of being able to score from 35 yards and all this kind of stuff. Palma couldn't take a man on to save himself, did not want to ever go shoulder to shoulder with anyone, and his in-game IQ was just embarrassing. Nygren will go shoulder to shoulder in the middle of the pitch, defending the ball, attacking the ball, been on the ball, going past defenders, that sort of stuff. He'll do it in the wide areas, of course, as well, like you would expect a winger to, but has phenomenal in-game IQ. And the technique that this guy has is prodigy level. When he was really young and he got taken out of Sweden into Belgium with Genk, they were the first team that spent a lot of money on him. This guy was so well thought of as going to be one of those wonder kids that just bubbles up and then goes to the top, and through injuries and maybe just different things happening, sliding doors opportunities, it's not really panned out that way. And similarly, the way he finds himself coming to Celtic's maybe not too dissimilar to the likes of a Nicholas Kuhn, for example, or maybe even a Paddy Roberts, who had really burst onto the scene at Fulham at a young age, mega money move to Man City, didn't really quite work out right away, and maybe different kind of scale and different details, but similar kind of thing where really prodigious ability, technique, and natural footballing ability mixed with that needs that top end opportunity, that Champions League showcase, that title winning team. Nordsjælland, who a lot of you guys might turn your nose up at when you see they finished 5th in the Danish league behind Aarhus and Randers, who you've maybe never heard of. They did finish end of Brøndby, and we all know who plays for Brøndby, but Nordsjælland have got a fantastic reputation across European and world football for the talent that they unearth. Honestly, Nordsjælland are one of those quiet teams in Europe that make millions of pounds transfer window after transfer window, not just for the players they sell, but all their sell-on clauses that they've got from the players they've already sold in the past. And they've really tapped into some great talent ID and player development. So I don't really, personally, I wouldn't read too much into Nordsjælland's league position, etc. They did have a better second half of the season than they did a first half of the year, and some might put that down to the emergence of the return of Ben Nygren in this team, because the second half of the season, Denmark have got quite a big winter break. He has been on fire, scoring goals, making assists, being a match winner, set piece versatility, playing in midfield, playing wide, playing a number of different positions. His performances, his results this year have been undeniable. His ratings out of 100 are really jumped off the page with just, and you guys who are here on the channel all the time will know this, To just score one goal but be rated as high as 84 out of 100 tells you this guy is doing a lot. He's making lots of big chances. He's completing lots of balls into the final third. He's getting shots on target. He's winning dribbles. He's playing balls into the box on the regular. He's not just a guy that gets good ratings and good reputation for goals and assists, but it's actually all of his build-up play as well, all of his actual teamwork play that really doesn't just add goals to the team, but actually adds value to the rest of the team and makes the rest of the team more coherent. This is his second season back on at Nordsjælland from failed stints in Belgium and Holland or whatever. He did pick up an injury at the beginning of the season or in the summer or whatever, so he didn't actually come back right into it right away. But Ben Nygren was a fantastic player this season, no two ways about it. If we go back to Nordsjælland last season from when he first came in, scoring a hat-trick off the bench away to Fenerbahce is certainly something that writes the headlines. And as you can see, as he's been slowly kind of brought back from like an injury here, off the bench, Nordsjælland have done a great job of like bringing this guy back into full speed and really getting him firing at top gear again, where the results towards the back half of this season certainly have been undeniable. The number one ranked forward in the Danish Super League, for what that's worth, and a guy that, like I mentioned earlier in the video, was credibly linked to a number of teams, a number of very rich teams as well across European football, particularly within the Premier League. But like I mentioned earlier, I think I'm going to see this guy more in a central position for us. Does that signal the end of Hatate? Does this signal the other player that we need in here alongside Engels to mix things up depending on the opponent that we're playing? I'm not too sure. Because when you hear that Balikwisha is also progressing, we're in talks with Antwerp, we're close to getting that move done. Balikwisha for me is much more of a Kyogo replacement in terms of the level and in terms of the player style. I think if we do sign Balikwisha as well, it will further emphasise Nygren is going to be pushing for playing time in the middle, but we'll probably also be more focused on Kuhn in terms of any winger depth that we're going to need there. Because I think, Brendan, if we do get Balikwisha, we'll try and work out what's the best combo. Is it Balikwisha through the middle with Dyson out wide, or is it Balikwisha out wide with Dyson through the middle? And Adamida is going to go back to probably the standing in the squad he had when Kyogo was around. And because of that, because I think Balikwisha is much more of a... him and Dyson are very similar in terms of versatility and whatever. Nygren's not going to come into that side of the conversation. So I think Nygren's use in the squad is going to be right wing cover for Kuhn, push Kuhn out the team maybe even, but also as in the central area as being that Rogic, being that O'Reilly, being... And Hatate is effective and does do stuff for us, right? But I think you all know what I mean. Like an attacking mid, a guy that when he gets the ball, and again, I know Hatate does this as well, but the opposition are worried. The opposition don't know what's going to happen. Nygren's just got a bit better technique, execution, range of passing, variety of passing, compared to... Probably it's a fair way of saying his passing is like Engels and Hatate combined. You know, he's got good at that tight and close quarters stuff that Hatate is doing, but on the half turn, playing sneaky wee balls down the blind spot, and Engels has got that kind of that range, that artillery. So I think through the middle is where we're most likely to see him. But see if we do add Nygren and Balikwisha into the squad, wow. Especially if we don't lose anyone. Wow, what a set of moves that would be. And if we can make them happen for Celtic price, Nygren for 2 million, Balikwisha is probably going to be the thick end of 8. That would be outstanding business. You know, last season we did earlier this week or last week, depending on when you're watching this, we did the report card for the transfer department. We had a 12 million surplus. We made 12 million last year, and I was saying in that video, why is that money not just sitting on ice to do these types of transfers? And if it is, and if this is the way it happens, on top of the return of Tierney, wow, has this squad made some leaps, has made some moves. That would probably only leave us to get... We all want an enforcer midfielder in here somehow, somewhere, and we all know that we still need a backup left back. So they're quite low priority, no, maybe not low priority, but less critical transfers to go and pick up compared to adding in elite frontline quality of someone like Balikwisha who can enhance that energy, that mega press frontline, that versatility of being forward or left, has a bit better wide delivery than Dyson. So if I was to bet right now, I would bet this is the way it goes. Ultimately, on top of someone like Nygren who can really play anywhere across this area of the pitch here and be effective, I would be so excited for I'm excited for the Champions League anyway, but if that's the sort of calibre of signings that we kick on with next, Celtic are really putting their money where their mouth is and backing the manager, and that's what we want to see. It was all quiet on the Western Front, but all of a sudden, maybe Celtic have sprung into life with the signing of Tierney. The Nygren thing is moving. Balikwisha seems to be moving in tandem as well, so if we got both of them, wow. What a start to the window that would be. And really, still got a whole lot of the summer left to go. Will it then become a nail-biter of a summer? Please don't sell anyone, Celtic. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the comment section down below. On screen there now is some other stuff that we've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. If you haven't done so already, please do hit like and subscribe for more content like this. Hail, hail, and moan the hoops.